afternoon. I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. Happy Friday. It is December 5th. The Brownsville City Commission has appointed Alan Gard as interim city manager effective December 20th. The appointment follows the announcement made by current city manager Helen Ramirez of her planned departure from the municipality. Ramirez has served the city since 2019, first as deputy city manager and later as city manager since 2022. Her last day will be December 19th. Gard is the current deputy city manager for the city of Brownsville. He has more than 3 decades of experience in public administration, strategic operations, and municipal leadership. The City Commission is expected to launch a national executive search next year for the next city manager. President Trump has pardoned Tim Leiweke, who was charged with rigging the bidding process for an arena in Texas earlier this year. He pleaded not guilty after he was indicted by a federal grand jury over the summer. Prosecutors said Leiweke conspired with a competitor to rig the bidding for construction of the Moody Center at the University of Texas. He faced up to 10 years in prison and a $1 million fine. Leiweke was CEO of Oakview Group, which manages the Hilliard Center in Corpus Christi. He stepped down as CEO after the charges were announced. President Trump did not disclose why he issued the pardon. The U.S. Supreme Court has allowed Texas to move forward with a new congressional map requested by President Trump and approved by state lawmakers. Texas Public Radio's Dan Katz reports the maps could give Republicans as many as 5 additional seats in the 2026 midterms, which could help the GOP maintain control of the U.S. House.
Texas Republicans praised the ruling as a win for conservatives in Texas and nationally. Democrats said it'll weaken representation for communities of color. The decision may also influence who runs for Congress, with some incumbents now reconsidering their plans. Texas Impact, a statewide interfaith advocacy group, says civic and faith organizations will now play a key role in helping voters understand the new districts. Texas's mid-cycle redistricting also spurred California Democrats to advance their own congressional map, one that could net Democrats as many as 5 seats. The court hearing on that map is scheduled for later this month. Several Republican-led states are still weighing redistricting ahead of the 2026 election. I'm Dan Katz in San Antonio.
A new report says Texas highway investments over the past decade are paying off. As the Texas Newsroom's Lucio Vasquez reports, drivers are saving money and spending less time in traffic, and fewer people are dying on the road.
A new report from TRIP, a national transportation research group, says Texas households are saving a little over $2,000 per year. That's thanks to funding from Proposition 1 and Proposition 7, approved by Texas voters about a decade ago. Rocky Moretti, Director of Policy and Research with TRIP, says these improvements have also prevented more than 3,500 traffic deaths over the last 10 years.
The public are getting to places quicker, they're driving on a more reliable system, and so it's reducing their hours stuck in congestion.
Still, Moretti warns there's more work to do. With Texas's population growing fast, he says continued investment will be the key to keeping roads safe across the state. I'm Lucio Vasquez in Houston.
In sports, FIFA World Cup 26 will be taking place across North America. Fans in South Texas, especially the Rio Grande Valley, looking to catch a match and not travel far, may choose to go to Monterrey, Mexico. The city will see FIFA action in March as teams fight to be added in the bracket, and in June, when the tournament starts, the city will host group play matches and the round of 32 in June. Yesterday in Washington, D.C., District 34 Representative Vicente Gonzalez met with Monterrey Mayor Adrián Garza to discuss the games and local issues. Here is Representative Gonzalez.
We look forward to spending a lot of time and watching a lot of the games in the great city of Monterrey, who obviously we have a great relationship with in South Texas. And we also were lucky enough to talk about really important issues that concern our region, like trade and security and tariffs and things that impact our economies on both sides of the border. As you know, it's a bicultural, bi-economical region, and what's good for one is always good for the other.
The press conference took place before the Supreme Court's decision to allow the new congressional maps in Texas. Monterrey last hosted the World Cup in 1986. Continuing on with sports, Corpus Christi Ice Rays are out of town tonight and tomorrow to face the Odessa Jackalopes. The Ice Rays are in 7th place in the NAHL South Division standings. In college basketball, the Texas A&M Kingsville women's team struggled to establish offensive rhythm last night, falling 52-41 to Division II 5th-ranked Texas Women's University. That was the Lone Star Conference opener for the Javelinas, but they held the nationally ranked Pioneers to a season low in points, 21 below their season average. Kingsville also won out in rebounds, assists, and shooting from the field. Meanwhile, TAM UK men's could not keep up with the reigning Lone Star Conference champions, Dallas Baptist University. They lost 105-71 in last night's LSC opener at home. In the Rio Grande Valley, UT-RGV men's basketball looks to regain momentum after losing this week's Southland Conference opener to Stephen F. Austin. The Vaqueros have a non-conference game tomorrow afternoon against visiting Austin P. And UT-RGV women's, after dropping their conference opener to Lamar this week, they will host second-ranked Texas on Wednesday night at Bert Ogden Arena. And Texas A&M Corpus Christi men's basketball will open Southland Conference play tomorrow evening in Beaumont against Lamar. In high school football, playoffs continue. Refugio moves on to the 2A Division I regional finals after a 27-13 victory over Mason last night. Cuero and Sinton will collide in the 4A Division II state quarterfinals tonight at San Antonio's Heroes Stadium. Edna faces Llano in a 3A Division I state quarterfinal rematch tonight at San Antonio's Dub Ferris Stadium. And ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. We now take a look at holiday happenings across South Texas. Starting in Corpus Christi, the Downtown Management District will host their annual Mayor's Sparkling Christmas Lights Contest during First Friday Art Walk. The public is invited to cast their vote for their favorite display at over 20 participating businesses until December 31st. Beginning at 6 p.m. tonight, a panel of guest judges will stroll through the downtown streets and cast their votes. Participating downtown businesses and property owners will compete for cash prizes in 5 categories, including Best Overall. Winners will be announced during the first Corpus Christi City Council meeting of 2026. The public can also check out storefront decorations as well as enjoy December 1st Friday Art Walk, which includes a new pop-up party at the corner of Star and Chaparral. Guests will find pop-up vendors and food trucks in downtown parks, along with additional vendors inside participating businesses. Maps for December Art Walk will be available on the CCDMD website and its social media platforms. In Victoria, the city will have its traditional lighting of the HEB Christmas tree at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow at DeLeon Plaza. The tree lighting ceremony will be live streamed on Facebook at City of Victoria, Texas Government. The festivities then continue around 6 p.m. with a lighted Christmas parade. It will feature more than 100 businesses, school bands, churches, and car clubs who will light up the streets of downtown. Food trucks will be on site during the event. The parade will begin at the intersection of Main Street and Goodwin Avenue, then proceed down Main Street to Church Street, and finally continue back up Bridge Street to Goodwin Avenue. And in Brownsville, the Washington Park Christmas tree lighting ceremony will be from 6 to 9 p.m. tonight. Residents can check out the Market Square Christmas tree lighting ceremony in historic downtown beginning at 6 p.m. The holiday fun will continue this weekend with the return of Zoo Nights and Lights at Gladys Porter Zoo. The event will run tonight through Sunday evenings from 6 to 9 p.m. and the Charro Days Fiesta Association's annual Christmas parade will take place at 7 p.m. tomorrow, bringing light, music, and festive floats to Elizabeth Street. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.